Hey weirdos, welcome to our kitchen. We're in the kitchen. So as you guys know by the title of this video, we are doing a mukbang. Or a mukbang. I don't know how you pronounce it. We're just gonna go with that. Mukbang. But I don't know, we just decided this would be fun just to have a little conversation, and if you're watching this, then you should pause it real fast, go and get some food, and then come back and eat with us and chat with us, get some pizza or get some mac and cheese or get something.
Let us know what you're eating down below.
Yes, do that. And if you have not already, follow us on all of our social media. It will be right here on the screen. Like this and subscribe.
Always,
because that would be great, and turn off the notifications so that way you know, like, when we post, and then you can be like our friends and shit.
And like notification squad.
Yeah, exactly. We see you all the time. All of you guys that put that in the comments, we always see you, and we love you guys.
You guys are our favorite.
But we're gonna show you what we're eating. This is what we're eating. It is a vegan, gluten-free broccoli cauliflower casserole, I guess you could say, or bake. Is that what it is? More like a bake. Yeah. Isn't this, look at it, breadcrumbs, amazing. All right. This is the first time we've ever made this, so she's gonna try it. We did some gluten-free breadcrumbs. I with some vegan butter, and I put garlic in there too. And then like vegan cheese. What do you think?
Oh yeah.
It's so good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping.
We love to cook all the time, so
wait for no one.
If you guys want us to actually make like a video where we actually kind of show what we eat throughout like the week or something like that, let us know. Like, let us know in the comments, because everyone wants to know, like, what do you eat if you have celiac, or what do you eat like if you have like a dairy allergy, or if like you're vegan.
A lot of people think that we eat like weird gross food,
like kale or something, like all the fucking time. No, we eat good shit. Clearly we eat this. But yeah, so people wanted us to talk about the L word and how it is coming back. I don't know if you guys, if you have not been on the internet in the past 48 hours,
if you were not gay,
if you're not gay, the L word, which is, what is it?
Like the best TV show of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a show about lesbians in West Hollywood and their relationships, both romantic and friendship-wise, together. It started out with how many girls? Seven? I want to say like 6 or 7. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. Well, they added people. And
yeah, they add people throughout the season. And then there's like so many different characters. There's like so many different storylines between the characters. There's
so many
like
different relationships to like fall in love with and hate. And
there's all different types of lesbians on there.
Yeah,
so it's a great show, especially if like you don't know, you know, you're growing, you're getting older, you don't know who you are. Yeah. This is a show that I watched growing up and being like, wow, like there's not just like femme lesbians, there's not just like butch lesbians.
Yeah,
like
there's a whole variety. There's not only lesbians. There's
bisexual.
Bisexual. There's trans
guy. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, they're coming back with the show, which is amazing. And the reason that they're coming back with the show is because, one, I think a lot of people wanted the show to come back, and two, the creator actually watched an interview, and she was basically saying that like she thought that like when this show came out that it's gonna make it so that there's so many other shows that produce like a lot of lesbian content, I guess you could say. And she was actually surprised that that doesn't actually happen a lot. This was like the only lesbian-based show.
Yeah, lesbian characters or gay characters in general are often like the smaller characters. I think Pretty Little Liars is the only show that I'm aware of that's on television.
Well, I mean, there's like the
there's other shows, but like they're often not like, it's not a show all about them.
It's not a show about being gay and about like, this is the one show that was about specifically the whole storyline was about lesbians and like, I mean, the L word, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, the show's coming back.
But it was about like issues and like stuff like that like lesbians face, and like it was definitely like real life, you know?
Yeah, it was the one show.
I mean, it was hella made up.
Yeah, I mean, it was hella made up, but also like, it was the one show growing up that I'm like, oh my god, like there are lesbians out there, and like they're successful or whatever, even though I know it's a fake show, but like
it made you really like think like, oh wow, like it is normal.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be this taboo thing that people make it out to be. Yeah.
But yeah.
This is so hot and so delicious.
I know.
What are you guys eating? I hope you're putting it down below.
But yeah, Kate Moaning, she plays the character Shane, and she has aged phenomenally. I don't know if you guys know who she is. If you know who she is, go look her up. Go look her up in the L Word. And
Same with Leisha.
Leisha, what's her name? She plays the character Alice.
Yeah. Who Alice is like low-key my favorite.
I've met her a couple times, and let me tell you, she's like the nicest person ever. And then I didn't see her for like 4 months, and then she came in. I worked at this place where a bunch of celebrities came in, and I didn't see her for 4 months. And I literally only had one interaction with her where I was like telling her, oh my god, like the L Word's like my favorite show ever. And she was like, I had the best 10 years of my life on that show. Like, it was like my favorite thing ever to do. Yeah. And then 4 months later, I saw her again, and I was like, oh hey, and she was like, she remembered me, and I was like, that's amazing, because I mean, she's a actress, like she's a big actress. Usually, I feel like
she's a musician.
Yeah, I feel like people nowadays like that are famous, like you meet them, and then like either like, unless you meet them all the time and you're tweeting them all the time, they don't really remember you. Yeah. So that was like really nice that she like actually remembered me. Yeah. I have a question for you guys. If Sam and I were to be any character, if you have seen the show, The L Word, if we were to be any character, let us know what character in the comment. And don't say Bet and Tina, because I swear to God, don't tell us we're Bet and Tina.
Don't tell us for them.
Don't tell us that we're a couple because they're together. Tell us like specifically
individual.
If you have seen the show. Yeah. I feel like you would be Shane, and I feel like I'm Dana.
I feel like you're Dana. I agree. Yeah. Are you calling me a whore?
Yes. I feel like you used to be.
I used to be a Shane, however, I'm an Alice. Alice is funny.
Yeah. Alice is funny. I feel like, I don't know, everyone always like said when the show was like, when I had friends that were watching the show, they'd be like, oh, like you're so Dana, and I'm like, I think it's because she was like athletic, but she was also like very like
sporty,
shy.
Yeah.
She wasn't
super
like
shy, wasn't fully comfortable with like being herself, and like,
not that I'm not, but I mean like,
no, but
her
like in the beginning,
and everything about her was like, I'm like,
awkward as shit.
That's me. Yeah. But like, I feel like body type, I'm Shane.
Oh, body type, you are 100% Shane. I loved Shane and Carmen. I think just because like, I loved Carmen because she was so fucking fiery.
Would that be me and you? And I'm Carmen because I'm Mexican. Maybe. I don't know. Let us know. We want to like know what you guys think if you have seen the show, and if you have not actually seen the show originally,
what are you doing with your life?
Watch it. It's the best 6 seasons ever. You're gonna hate Jenny, so I'm not gonna give any spoilers. But
Alyssa and I recently just rewatched all of.
I think I've actually watched the L Word like all 6 seasons. I think I've watched it like 4 times, I want to say, which is a lot, but like it's like one of those shows that you always go back to, and then you're like, then you rewatch it, and then you're like, oh my god, it's so good. I remember the show, and then like, and then also I feel like whenever you rewatch a show, you like remember like
how much you loved it,
or you're like, wow, I don't remember this happening, like
like subtle parts that like you miss.
100%. Yeah, it's so good. So a lot of people were like, you guys should like react to Kesha. I don't know what that means. What did she do?
So Kesha had a new music video.
What's love?
Like Rainbow or something like that, or it's on an album.
I have no idea. I didn't.
My dad actually texted me about that, and he was like, "Hey, have you heard? Oh, Praying.
Is that what it is?
Song. Yeah."
Someone said like their high note or something.
Yeah, do like the Praying video. No, don't do the.
No, that's what someone said. Someone was like, oh, like the high note. I was like, I have no idea.
Kesha's high note.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Holy shit.
I love Kesha. I actually really do. I'm not gonna lie. I
didn't even know Kesha was still making music.
So she wasn't for a long time because her old music producer, they were in a legal battle because he sexually assaulted her.
Oh shit.
And literally
Where have I been?
Girl, I don't know. But he like sexually assaulted her and was like abusive during like their whole like, back when she was like huge and stuff, and like everybody was like, oh my god, Kesha. Like he produced all of her music, and like there's like things where he was like, I heard that like he was like forcing her to like take drugs and like be drunk all the time and like just like not a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And like add on the sexual abuse and stuff. So she was like in like a legal bind with him where she couldn't make music.
Where have I been? I didn't even know about any of this.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but girl can sing. I mean, I have like watched videos in the past where like, it's like, oh, Kesha's voice without auto-tune or something like that. And I was like, oh, she can actually sing. I don't know why they like auto-tune her voice or change it, because like she can actually sing.
Well,
like,
it's because of like, you have to think the genre that she's in. Like pop is very, and especially, I don't know, pop's very like auto-tune, especially back in the day of like when all of her stuff was like really popular. Like look at like Lady Gaga and like,
wake up in the morning feeling like Diddy.
I would love to wake up in the morning with all of Diddy's money.
That is true.
And Cassie.
She cute. That's true. That's true. Are they even still dating?
So good. Yeah, they've been dating forever.
Really?
Yeah.
They're like the Hollywood couple that actually made it.
Right? Oh my god.
Maybe it's because they're both not really in the scene anymore. What is Diddy doing with his life? I don't know.
I think he's still producing. Like he owns Bad Boy Records.
Someone else wanted us to talk about wedding plan updates or wedding plans.
Ay, yay.
Ay, yay, yay. Yeah, so basically we're still getting married. We don't really have any set plans. We're like the worst wedding planners ever. Legit, like we don't even care.
Well, we're going back and forth because we don't want something like large. We really don't. Like we want it just super small, just friends and family, and like the simpler the better.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of what we're aiming towards, but we haven't started doing anything about it.
Yeah. I think maybe what like we're thinking about is like potentially like just buying like chairs or renting chairs, if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Going to like the beach, a specific beach that like she said that has some sort of like meaning, right?
Yeah.
And then just doing like the ceremony there and then like going back to like her mom's house or someone's house.
Yeah. And just having like a
your mom's
barbecue.
watching this, surprise.
Yeah, so mom.
No, and having something like just simple. Like I just don't really like.
We're not fancy people.
No.
We're not the type of people that want this elaborate $100,000 wedding. Which most weddings nowadays are like 30 grand and up. Like for your average run-of-the-mill rent a place, like et cetera, et cetera. And like, that's just crazy.
I just think it's kind of crazy to like actually like spend money on one day. And I know that's been said a million times, but like that concept just seems like so crazy to me. I'm like, do you know how much money, I mean, do you know what like you can buy with the amount of money that you spend on a wedding? Like that's a down payment for like a house.
Yeah, which is the route that we are kind of going more towards.
Yeah.
Is like, we'd rather have something like that's gonna last and actually be permanent, which is a house, than an event.
Yeah.
You know?
But we're definitely still getting married, so don't worry.
We still have it planned for October.
No, September.
Oh yeah. So sorry.
She doesn't know.
I'm just gonna show up.
She may or may not be there.
I may go. Who knows?
Yeah, she's not invited yet.
No, but we still have it planned for September 2018.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of see what unfolds around then.
Yeah.
And other people have been like, oh, are you guys wearing dresses? Are you doing like whatever? I'll probably wear a dress.
I will not.
Yeah.
Oh, someone else was like, we should talk about a weird fan encounter. Or any weird ones that we've had. Or just like anything.
Well, you've had a weird fan encounter.
Yeah. I think we've actually talked about this on like a You Now or something like that. But if we have not, here it is.
Yeah.
So one time when Sam was at work, I was at home. I didn't work that day. And I was sitting at home and I didn't leave the house the entire day. Literally not once. And then at like 6 o'clock, I was like, oh, I need
a day.
Yeah. Our average day.
Yeah.
But I was like, at 6 o'clock, I was like, oh, we need something for dinner. I might as well like go to the store. And the store, when we lived in LA, was like right next to our house. So I walk outside and there's this man, like literally man. He was pacing back and forth and kind of like looking like, he was like this. But like, is this it? But like, is this it? Like, that's literally what he was doing. And so I just like ignore him. I didn't care. So I walked right past him, and the minute I get right next to him, he goes, oh my God, you are real. That's so word for word what he said. And I was like, yeah, what? And so anyways, he was like, oh, I watch your videos. I came all the way here.
From like an hour away,
yeah, literally from like, he was like, oh, I came from Glendale. And he like said something about like his son was like going to like this school that was on this nearest street next to us. And I was like, okay, whatever. He was, by the way, you guys, he was like 60 years old. Probably 65. I don't know. But I was so nice to him because I was like, I don't really know. I don't know what he was capable of. I don't know. It was just like the weirdest thing of my life. Like I've never, one, thought that would ever happen. And two, I never thought that anyone would even care to come to our house. But he said the reason that he knew where we lived was because he recognized things in the background of like if we ever vlogged on that street. So that's why we don't really vlog near our house anymore, because that was scary. And I mean, granted, it could have been worse. Like so much more could have went wrong. I'm glad nothing happened, but like that was the weirdest encounter ever. And I like talked to him for like 5 minutes, and I was like, I gotta go. Like I gotta go to the store.
Yeah, Alyssa called me. I was at work, and I was like, oh my god, you need to leave now. You literally need to leave. We need to like move.
She was like freaking out.
I was freaking out because she's home alone.
But I'm like not the type of person that like freaks out. Like we grew up in the ghetto. Like I grew up in the ghetto. So like that, there was just like this white man that was like just chilling outside my house. I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like I was so calm, and Sam was like freaking out. She wasn't even there. Could you even imagine like what you would have done if like you were there?
I don't know. I think that's definitely the weirdest. Like I think for us, well, okay, so for myself, after what happened last year with Christina Grimmie, it definitely brought a new light to meeting people and meeting subscribers and fans and all of that, because you don't know, and it's very scary. You know, you could have someone who loves you to pieces and is obsessed with you. You could have someone that hates you.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah.
And with us being gay, like, not that I want to pull the gay card, but like, that is scary. There are people who write things on our videos that are like, super like, crazy. Literally like, crazy. And I'm like, why do you think like this?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, granted, like,
it
doesn't bother us that people actually, like, what they say. It's the fact that there's so much hatred behind it that it's like, what if you ever actually saw us in real life? Like, what would you do?
It's terrifying. I mean, thankfully, like, you know, the way that we look at it also is the fact that like we love you guys, and we never want to not meet you guys. So I don't think it would ever like deter us from like going out and like being in places where a lot of you guys are going or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's not gonna stop us from going to a pride.
Yeah.
You know. But it's definitely like it opens up your eyes and like makes you think a little bit more about like your actions, and it makes you pay attention to other people and their body language and
and there's also like
just makes you more aware.
Like we never know who knows us or not, because it's not like we know what you guys look like. You guys only know what we look like. So it's like we can be walking down the street and like someone can come up to us and we'll be like, this is either gonna go good or this is gonna go bad. Like we don't know.
Now mind you, a lot of it is good. And
never once has it ever like been bad. No one has ever been like mean to us or anything like that. And you guys are always like literally so sweet. So but that was like the only weird fan encounter. Was that old guy. But I feel like anyone, regardless of who they are, would feel uncomfortable with that. Like, it's just weird.
So like out of the blue too.
Your OCD. People have asked me, you know, obviously about like my conditions and stuff, but you don't really talk about your OCD so much.
Yeah.
So people are like, let's talk about it.
So
how long have you had it?
I've had OCD like diagnosed since I was like 15 or 16. I'm 25 right now. It used to be really bad. It used to be so bad that like it would take me 3 hours to get in and out of bed every day.
That's insane.
Yeah. And there's no like, I feel like OCD is something that's like so hard to describe because it's not, there's no reasoning behind it. I mean, there's like deep-rooted reasonings, whatever, so people say. But there's like no rhyme or reason to what you have a ritual for or a tick for or whatever. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely a lot better, but I mean, I still have like certain things that I'm paranoid about. Certain things that like certain rituals that
Like what? What are you paranoid about?
I'm not like paranoid, but like rituals. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, like I always have to like super check the stove. I have to always super check the doors and like make sure all the windows are shut and like, you know, but to me, the reasoning I give is that like I'm trying to keep like myself and Alyssa and Moose safe. But
yeah,
I mean,
but we safe, you know, like I grew up in the ghetto, like I said, I'm fine. Oh, a lot of people also wanted to know about like my hair. They like think that it's growing so fast, which don't get me wrong, my hair is growing really fast, but also there's a lot of bobby pins in it, so you guys can't see that, but like there's a lot of bobby pins behind there. It's just because like
is holding it up.
Jesus is holding it up there. But yeah, no, my hair actually does grow fast. It grows faster than like it was when I was little. But these are things that you can do. You guys can like massage your head a lot. If you massage your head, it actually causes like the circulation in your hair or whatever to help with your hair growing. Does that make sense? Probably, I don't know. Also, I've been taking like biotin. Biotin actually, there's like something in it that actually makes like, that stimulates like the hair growth is like what it is. So biotin, there's also like shampoos that you can buy. It also depends on like the conditioner. Like if you are trying to grow your hair out, do not wash your hair every single day. Do not do that.
Give yourself
also,
a break.
if you do wash your hair, only once a week should you actually wash your hair with shampoo. All the other times you should actually be washing your hair with just conditioner, because like the conditioner is like, and the oils and all that, that's what's gonna make like your hair grow. If your hair's like super dry, it's not gonna grow. It's just gonna break and be brittle, and your scalp is gonna be like nasty, and it's not gonna be fun. So yeah, if you guys wanna grow your hair out, that's all it takes is like massaging it every single night, every night. And not like, don't like scratch it, just like go like this. That's how you're supposed to do it, so. All right, and last but not least. So yeah, I've tweeted a bunch of times that like there's been encounters that I've had with homeless people since living in San Francisco, and like I'm not kidding, like I've never had this much problem like with homeless people in my entire life. Granted, in San Francisco, all of the homeless people here have a lot of like mental issues, and so that's mainly why they are. But like I got,
and that's a fact actually, because a lot like back like I think it was when like Bush was president, different like cities were actually giving their like mental patients or their homeless population bus tickets to San Francisco. I don't know why. I haven't really looked that into it, but that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what someone told us, so fact check us if we're wrong. But I was like walking home the other day, and this homeless guy literally was like talking to himself and going crazy, and like he literally punched me in the arm. It was like the weirdest thing, and like I just like, he was walking the opposite way that I was going, so I don't know, it was just like so weird. I was just like, what the fuck just happened? So yeah, I was just like, what the fuck just happened? So whatever, there's nothing I can do about it. So I just kept walking, and then like 4 or 5 blocks away from like our house, this other homeless guy starts following me, and I didn't even like think that he was like following me. I just kept hearing him like whisper weird things behind me, like, oh yeah, like you wanna go down, you wanna smoke that weed with me, you wanna like, he just kept saying things like that, and I was like, what the hell? Like I didn't think anything of it, thinking he would just go some other way. But like 3 blocks later, and I was like, this guy's still behind me, and I turned around and like I realized that he was actually talking to me the entire time, and that he was following me home. And then I was like, can you go away? Because I mean, I don't want to know where I lived.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was weird. Also, we had a weird homeless encounter. Remember when we were walking, like this was like a couple weeks ago, and like there was a homeless guy, and he was like really angry, and he was like, can I have some money? And you know, no one nowadays like actually carries cash. That's the problem, like that homeless people I don't think realize, is that like everything nowadays is like electronically, and so we don't even carry cash. So even if I wanted to give him money, I couldn't, because I don't carry cash. and we were walking and some guy was like, do you have money? And we were like, no, sorry. And we were holding hands, and he goes, fucking faggots. And I was like, well, now I'm not giving you anything anyway.
Yeah, now even if I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely been eye-opening, like, living here, because we haven't had to deal with, like, a homeless population in California much. Because in Southern California, there's like specific areas in which they tend to populate and specific areas which they tend to not. And like in West Hollywood, there's not too many homeless people that we ran into. You can have the last one. You just got it on YouTube, by the way.
No shit.
So I mean, it's definitely like something that's new for us, and at times a little scary. Like we were leaving Best Buy the other day, or we were going to Best Buy, and this woman, like,
oh yeah,
Alyssa was walking ahead of me, and this woman was like up ahead, like, and she was angry and like threw a cup on the ground or an apple or something, and all of a sudden she like looks at me, and I was looking at the ground and just walking, and like I just feel her staring at me as I'm walking towards her, and Alyssa goes around, whatever. But all of a sudden, as I am probably like she's here, I'm here, whatever. Like we weren't like this close, but we were close enough, and she like starts like walking next to me and like talking very angrily. And it was like definitely made me nervous, because I mean, you don't know what someone's capable of.
Yeah, especially when you know that they're angry. Yeah, especially when you know that they're not in their right mind. So it's actually kind of like scary to like live in this city, because we don't know what's ever gonna happen. Like I literally almost got punched twice at work one time. This was like, remember I told you about that? Yeah, I literally almost got punched.
Yeah,
which definitely. And then I actually did get punched by this other host. What's up with all the punching? Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting city. But
we are out of food.
Yeah, we are. But anyways, we hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want us to do another one of these, this was like really like personal and shit, you know?
Yeah.
I felt like we were just like connecting.
You guys are like having dinner.
Did you guys like finish your food? Because like we finished ours, so
now we're hungry.
Now we're still hungry. But anyways, if you like this, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up like we said, and also
subscribe, because we put out new videos every Monday and Thursday, and we're kind of funny sometimes.
Yes, sometimes. Anyways, we love you guys, but don't make it weird.
Always make it weird.